for one of the most important things that you guys should always get when you go to the grocery store. If you want to shred off 10 pounds of fat every single week, this is going to increase your rate of thermogenesis, which is basically, for those of you who don't know, is your body producing heat to keep you warm, to keep all your organs and everything else functioning properly. So a lot of fat burners basically induce thermogenesis. But in my opinion, this beats all other fat burners, and it's natural. If this is not part of your cutting diet, then you are definitely missing out. All right, so I just found it. White chocolate macadamia cookies. But cookies and milk are just the best fat burners out there. So if you're not adding this to your diet, you're definitely missing out. All right, but that's obviously a joke, but I love cookies. But this bakery is starting to make my stomach rumble, so I need to get out of here real quick. All right, so we just got here to the grocery store. I already broke rule number 1, which is don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry. It's around like 2:30. And I haven't eaten anything. Let's be a little responsible here. We're gonna first start off with some protein. So the main focus is to get foods that are high in volume and are going to fill you up, but that are low in calories. So the first thing I'm grabbing, some smoked salmon. I actually love smoked salmon, but I didn't know how great the macros are on this. So 70 calories for 56 grams, 2.5 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein for each serving, which is fantastic. So that's what I'm looking for, stuff that is high in protein, low in fat, and low in carb. Let's grab some eggs. I like your hat.
Oh, thank you.
He was wearing a crumble beanie. That's probably a sign. But some basic 18 large eggs. All right, so Fairlife fat-free milk. This is also lactose-free. This milk is amazing. 80 calories for 1 cup, 13 grams of protein, and 6 carbs. A little high on the carbs, but the protein definitely makes up for it. I sometimes just mix my protein powder in with that. It gives it a little bit more flavor instead of just having it with water. And with the additional protein, it just makes it easier to hit your protein macros. Also gonna grab some pre-made, pre-seasoned tuna pouches. 70 calories for each one, 15 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, and 1 gram of carb. These are just good for on the go if you don't have time to make any meals. We made it to one of the most essential aisles to make sure you don't get bored of your food. So a big cheat code are sauces. Sauces are just gonna make your meals taste different. And if you really think about it, sauces are the base of a lot of food. Like if you eat chicken wings, you're really just eating it for the sauce. Chicken tenders for the sauce. A lot of burgers are good because of their sauce. So my go-to is Rate sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. Each serving, which is 2 tablespoons for 15 calories and 4 carbs. So sauces are an essential. So make sure you guys get a lot of sauces and stock up. But then I'm gonna show you something crazy. So that was a sugar-free one, right? For example, if you get the normal one, just normal barbecue sauce, 70 calories for the same serving size and 18 grams of carbs. So by just substituting the sugar-free one with this, you're basically saving on 12 grams of carbs, which is like 40 or 50 calories. So these little adjustments are just gonna help your food taste better and help you maintain that caloric deficit. And they're basically the same thing. Like I can't taste much of a difference. So I'm big onto spicy food. So I'm getting this red hot, extra hot, 0 calories. I think spicy food is also very good on the cut just because it helps you drink more water while you're eating, and it basically just gets you fuller because you're drinking water. Now salsa, get the right one. Nah, I think I'm gonna skip on the salsa for today. Now let's check out the meat section. So we're picking up some ground beef. This is 90-10. This is the best they have over here. I usually would prefer something more lean, but this is the leanest they have. And it's also halal. If you're going to get fattier ground beef, I recommend you put water in the pan right before it's cooked and then stir it a little bit and then just drain out the water. And that should also take a lot of the fat from the beef and basically make it leaner than what it is. So another big hack a lot of people forget is just diet soda or diet drinks in general. Let's see what we're gonna pick up today. All right, so take a look at this. We got 0 sugar Sprite and then we got normal Sprite. So for the same serving size, this has 39 grams of carbs, 0 grams of carbs, 38 grams of sugar. You always go with the 0 sugar Sprite. Even in a non-dieting context, I think it would be silly to just go with normal Sprite. And you hear a lot of people say, oh, diet soda is actually worse for you. Aspartic acid and all these other scientific things, which is true in high quantities. Frozen vegetables. Now this is the stuff that a lot of people stray away from, but this could really enhance your meals, get you fuller, and also the fiber content is gonna help you clean up your stomach. And so because of all that, this is definitely a superfood and definitely a big hack when you're cutting. What I've been doing recently is getting these riced cauliflower, like this one right here. Cauliflower and broccoli, so they're basically chopped up. So this whole pack, which is actually a lot, is 60 calories and 8 grams of carbs. And so you could just use this as a straight rice substitute, or if you want, you could just mix this in with your rice and kind of just stretch it out. And you can make this taste really good. Like if you want like stir fried, put a little bit of soy sauce in there, fry this up a little bit, add your chicken and beef, and you got stir fried. 4 grams of carbs, 80% fewer calories than rice. But also, I want to bring some awareness to some marketing schemes. So if you're walking down this aisle, you see protein pancakes. Whoa, protein pancakes, let's get some of that. 15 grams of protein, right? Serving size, 3 pancakes, 27 grams of carbs, 15 grams of proteins, 4 grams of fat, 210 calories. And I bet they're like this small. So in terms of just being full and macros, this is not it. 27 grams of carbs, that's literally what I have for my pre-workout meal, and that fills me up. I bet 3 of these pancakes are not going to fill me up. So everything that usually has a big protein label on it, make sure you check the nutritional facts, because 90% of times they're bogus. This has more carbs than proteins. So I don't understand how it's a protein pancake. I'm also picking up some other flavors, cauliflower risotto medley, and then the Mexican bland. Also another dieting hack, if you eat your first meal later in the day, maybe like 4 hours after you wake up, you won't be as hungry throughout the day. You don't want to prolong it for too long, and that definitely helps suppress your hunger. So we're also going to pick up some white mushrooms pre-sliced, really good on macros. If you love mushrooms, add this into your food. Mushrooms, barbecue sauce, chicken, and like a stir fry. I would actually prefer to eat that just as like a normal meal, even if I wasn't cutting. Now, to be frank, I am a little bit lucky, well, a lot lucky, because my dad owns a halal grocery store that also sells halal meat. So I have unlimited chicken breast. So that's why you're not seeing me buy any chicken breast. But that definitely comes in handy because I eat around like 40 pounds of chicken breast a week. Okay, so they don't have the one that I get because I get a lactose-free version, but I'm gonna pick this one up for my wife. And so this is just Greek yogurt, non-fat. Look at the macros on these: 90 calories, 5 grams of carbs, 18 grams of protein. Greek yogurt is very versatile. Mix it in with protein powder, make it into like a pudding, or you could substitute it for like sour cream, put it in like a Mexican taco bowl, or just mix it in with rice and chicken, and that's usually what I do. And it gives you that creamy, cold texture. So Greek yogurt is always in my refrigerator. So similarly to the Greek yogurt, you could also do cottage cheese. I think it has a higher protein content. No, they're very similar, but you get more volume from the Greek yogurt, 170 grams per serving as opposed to 113. But you could choose whichever one. Just the overall goal is to make the substitutions for the 0 sugar or 0 carb alternatives, which is just better in macros, and they taste very similar, and you get to enjoy the foods that you like eating while also maintaining the deficit. And if you could just over time get better at doing that and get into the habit of looking at the nutritional facts, weighing everything and putting it in your app calculator, I guarantee you there's nothing stopping you from losing weight. All right, so the total for all of that came out to be $95. Now, to put it in perspective, I could easily go out with my wife and spend $140 at a restaurant. You might look at $96 and be like, oh my God, that's so much money. But it's really not, because this is gonna last you a couple days, and it's also going to help you meet your dieting goals by keeping you full and having the food taste relatively good. And also the UFC fights tomorrow, I'm going to record that reaction. Islam Makhachev and Omar Nurmagomedov, Khabib's cousin, are fighting on the same card. I'm hella excited. Comment down if you guys are also going to be watching that UFC fight, and comment who you guys are rooting for. And inshallah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.